Today's pretty good. Here's today's journal. Let's see. Well, it turns out, it was still pretty good. It turns out I wasn't scheduled to work today, but one of the higher ups didn't mention that to me last time I was there. So I went in today, took that ride, and it turns out I wasn't I wasn't up on the list of who was supposed to be there today. But I am scheduled for tomorrow and the day after. But I did get to work 2 hours today. It's it's not gonna make much, but it's better than it's better than nothing. I did get an email day today. Whoa, an email day today. I did get an email today though that from one of the remote applications that I applied for. But I'm going to investigate the company just a little bit more just to make sure before I go any further. But I'll see what happens with that. This could be my chance to have remote work, which would be very nice. Be very, very nice. Me think. So yeah, today partly because I went to work earlier on and then, ended up leaving early, having to leave early. Thankfully, the thing that I got a ride with has the ability to, do like quick reschedules for that day in case you get out early. So I did that and I got home earlier, took a nap, took my usual after work nap. Only by the time I finished the nap, it was the time I usually am getting off and would be on my way. So I got nice and rested earlier, much earlier than I would, and I've made some good progress. I graphic design a nice graphic, used some practice art that I did with my one very good friend and put it together, and I think it looks very fetching. I posted it. Still getting that Twitter thing set up. That's going to be a little slower now since I have to keep in mind, got to work tomorrow and the day after, and I've got to, plan things out, plan my energy. But yeah, and with the weather warming up, that's going to be a lot better and easier as well. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about today. My anxieties, any fears, good interactions, bad interactions. Well, I actually think I did very good at the job today. I think generally everyone was pretty pleased, and I was using lots of like hand and distance signals to let people know different things that work there with me, and I just felt a particular synergy. It worked out pretty well. One thing that there is one thing actually. One thing that always, when I go to that job or to work, I sort of like sometimes I just what's the word? Just kind of like I'm watching myself, kind of disconnected from what's happening. Like I'm observing myself. I'm there, but I'm not really there. If that makes sense. Like I go there, and my mind just sort of disattaches, and my body's just kind of going through different motions and things like that, and I'm just like, it doesn't feel real. Not in like in an excitement or like, is this really happening kind of, and just like my awareness is like, I don't feel like I'm really in the location at all where I am. Like it's just a recording or a TV show, or I just feel really disconnected a lot of the time. And like there's some pretty significant chunks of doing that where it's just like it's like a dream passing by, if that makes sense. And then when I get back, I'm finally waking up. But I go there, and I'll even have lunch and talk to the people, and it's like it's not really real. It's not really happening. I just feel kind of hazily attached to what's going on around, but I'm just not really there, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. But yeah, so I was like sitting there having lunch today, and I was just like, I don't feel like I'm in me right now. Like I'm really experiencing what's happening at this moment. I just feel like I'm watching myself, observing myself. It can feel like that. Like even sometimes, like right now when I'm recording these, it's like I'm just talking, but I'm listening and watching myself talk and record these things. In a way, it makes it kind of easy to do these and maybe like be entertaining. When I was doing those streams the other day, I felt very like in my body, in my mind. I felt very like I was feeling attached to myself and what was happening. But I would say even at this moment right now, I feel a little like I'm just looking at myself, listening to myself talk rather than uh, actively thinking and coming up with words. It's kind of interesting. Like I'm talking right now and coming up with things to say, but I don't actually feel the thoughts for the words going through my mind at the moment. It's really weird to describe, but that's the best way I can describe it. Literally, as I'm talking right now, there are no thoughts in my head except me listening to what I'm saying, but I don't actually hear the words that are coming out of my mouth right now going through my mind or anything like that. My mind is completely blank. It's not thinking of anything, yet somehow I'm verbally just speaking word after word, flow after flow, as if it were natural. I don't know if maybe that's some kind of function or skill or gift or whatever that may be called, whatever you could call it, or if it's just that I'm used to it. I don't know exactly what to call it, but what I do know is that at the moment it doesn't really feel attached to me at all. It's like I'm just staring at the ceiling, and that's me, the me that's looking up at the ceiling right now, not thinking of anything. And then there's just like my mouth going and talking. See, it's completely controllable. I can just go, "Oop." See? So it's not like I'm talking on automatic, yet it feels like there's a disconnect between me and what I'm actually doing right now. It's very odd. It is very odd. I wonder what I can do to just feel more, you know, in in myself, in my body, like I'm actually here and not just listening and observing myself. I don't know. If I could just list a silly want really quick. A silly want of mine is for that group I joined, I wish I had a capture card. I don't have one. And I really want to show off a certain thing in there. I think it would be really fun, but I have no means of actually doing it myself. None at all. So I'm just this desire boiling up, but I can't do anything with it. I don't have money of my own or anything like that. But, maybe that could change. If this remote job that I applied to and actually got back to me turns out to be something good, that could be very promising for me. I hope it is. I think in the excuse me. I think in the coming week I'll have opportunity to talk more about the other things that I listed on my list after Metroid, like No Straight Roads and a couple other things. Just one more thing, you know. But yeah, I've noticed Killua. That is another thing. I've noticed Killua has become a lot less clingy. I think he's starting to feel a lot better. And his weight. There was a moment where he was losing weight. And I was told about that there might be a little weight loss from grieving and seeking comfort and just the separation. But he has started getting his weight back. I made sure that, I mean, he still had his appetite completely. Like, oh my goodness, he just bolts. He bolts the moment that food drops. So I kept watching him, and his weight is going back up again. He lost a little bit, just like a little bit, and now there's more fullness on him now. Back to how he was before Gun passed away. So that's good. The others, they haven't really seemed to have gone through any like super visible grieving period in comparison to Killua. Killua has had the most, because I mean, that's his littermate. Gon was his brother, like by blood. They were bonded. They were the first two cats I ever got. And then, in fact, it went back for Gon to give Killua someone to have with him. And Gon grew into his own little cat, and now it's Killua with the other three now. Yeah, but they all seem to be good and happy and having their own moments and fun and continuing their habits. It's just so apparent how much personality Gon had, and how much that's missing. He was really just like a little kid, but a smart little kid. It's so tangible how much just want and desire and personality and just awareness he had, cognizance. It's really something. Yeah. He was so like socially intelligent and smart. He was like a really smart. Again, this is the Prince of Cats, and it's just so noticeable not having. He was smart, sophisticated, well groomed, incredibly loving, charming, polite, and it's so apparent not having him around. But yeah, yeah. I think that's the gist of it. There is one thing I've been putting off, and I absolutely know that I gotta take care of it. Other things, there's time to do them, time not to do them, protect your relationship with them, make sure that you're fostering it in the right way. I've talked about that with creativity and things like sometimes it's just not the time to do something. And there is a time, but there are two specific things I will immediately admit. Yes, I have been procrastinating on those two things. I'm not going to mention what they are, but it's not a matter of like the right time, using it in the right way, protecting the relationship with it. It's not a matter of just like having to take care of other responsibility. It's literally just I've been procrastinating on two very specific things. And I gotta get past it and move on and just take care of them. Just gotta take care of them. They're one of those things where I take care of them once, and then that's it. I'm set for like a long time. And I just gotta do it. I just gotta do it. And once I do that, there I go. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this journal here for today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, one thing I started doing. I've been I've been watching YouTube videos on the TV instead of on my phone. One is it gets me off my phone, so I don't get distracted by going through all kinds of things. And it's just on the TV, so I don't have to carry my phone. I don't have to look at my phone. There's not all the other things that go on with the phone, and it's building up towards me being able to watch TV and things like that. So I've been putting YouTube on the TV instead of playing it on my phone. And you know what? That has had a very different effect, I will say. I'm going to keep testing it just to see how it goes. But yeah. Okay. Journal for today. Done.